We're live in Ngozi Talk Shows family. It's Nomsa here at Ngozi Talk Shows. Find your own voice, lead from within. Happy New Year, everyone. I hope you're having a lovely, lovely time and back to normal. And looking forward to 2024. So today, our topic is, are online dating scammers controlling your love life? With the rise of online dating platforms, the darker side is image and the realm where scammers prey on unsuspecting hearts. So this today on this video, we're going to dive deep into the intricate web of deception, women by online dating scammers, and men as well, exploring the psychological tactics employed to control and manipulate the lives of countless individuals. So if you are somebody who has been scammed online, we'd love to hear from you, guys. And Shireen, what do you think about this topic?
It's the most horrible thing, I think, to have someone scam you. I think yeah, no, I'm sorry. It's so hard for that invasion of privacy, especially when it takes so much effort to write things down, to put yourself out there, to expose yourself to a massive degree, and to know that there are people that are prying on that, wanting to utilize that. And I know that, the human beings are not always kind. They want to make a living in some way for whatever, whether it's in a good way or a bad way. And I think that what often happens is we've got to think about what is it that causes us to land in the scam. And I think even the best person can get caught by scammers, right? I think we really must understand that if you've been scammed, it's not really your fault. I mean, there are certain safeguards, but even the best person can get scammed depending on what's going on for them and the hook that draws them in. And often I think to myself, when I see a client or I'm working with a client, I find that sometimes something they'll say will be something in my background, and I'll kind of get pulled into that. And that's what scammers are really good at doing. They're very good at touching those spaces where our heart or our feelings drive us rather than our mind in that moment. Because now we can't stop and think. We're running on that sea of emotions that is taking us. And I think this is really the key of how do we if we have been scammed, step back and go, what happened that caused me to lose my normal, beautiful, wonderful faculties? What was it? What was the feeling? So that we could start that process of thinking about how we would protect ourselves next time. What would be the flags that would wake us up, literally? I know that when people think about waking, we walk in a way, we're often walking asleep because our unconscious mind is doing so much work for us that our mind often wanders. And sometimes this can be very helpful, but it can also be one of the reasons why scammers get us, right? Because we're not necessarily on such high alert. We're believing this person, we're building a relationship with this person, and then all of a sudden we find we're giving because we're naturally, I think, as human beings, give. And then things happen. Yeah. Have you been scammed ever?
Huh?
Have you been scammed ever?
No, but I get it a lot on LinkedIn. There's
Ah,
lots of them on LinkedIn because I think they're targeting women.
Mm.
because when they see that you're a businesswoman, they want to target you. So I've been through a lot on LinkedIn where somebody approaches me, they're like, "Are you single?" So I'm like, I need to go along with this and see where it's going and see what this person is after. And then they will start by, I'm like, I'm not single, I'm in a relationship. They will start by, wow, okay, I'm in this place. What's this? What's this? America. Most of them they are from America, and they are in the army.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when they're in the army, it's either they've lost their wife or they have lost, or simply they are in the army, they can't get to their finances, so they need the help. So I'm like,
Mm.
wow, I'm here on LinkedIn, unfortunately, for business. I'm not here uh, actually for anything else. So if we talk about business, and also if you really need help, in my heart, I'll feel it. But at the moment, I just feel that you don't really need help. There's lots of them that have professional profiles. You talk to them, you think they're business people, but they're not.
Mm.
And then it comes up once you make friendship with them, you allow them to say, okay, yes, I'm happy to connect with you, we can share business ideas and stuff. But then they start sharing the ideas of, oh, I'm in this place, do you think you can help me? Or they're just looking for love, apparently. But they're not really looking for love. And also on YouTube, I've seen it lately, there's lots of people who have been scammed on YouTube for dating. Um, with even on TV as well. Some have lost more than 100 grand. And mostly,
Wow.
yeah, it's mostly people who are in Europe and they go online, they meet somebody either in America or in Africa, and they start talking to them and fall in love with it. You know what surprises me is they never request to chat to them on Zoom. We
Yeah.
have virtual now, there's WhatsApp, but they never really, and you hear this person is saying, I've been talking to this person for 5 years. And
Ah.
I'm like, 5 years is a long time.
Mm.
And to be able to be sending them money, and you've never sending money to somebody that you have never met. So the specific people, there's women who go on the dating site looking to scam men. There's specific women who go on the men who go on the website wanting to scam women, and you have to be aware of that with these dating apps. And also the other thing is they give a false identity. When you go
Mm.
online dating, I think you need to stick to your goals. Because if your goals is to meet a beautiful woman that you want in it inside out, that you want to spend the rest of your life with, and also if it is to meet a man that you want to spend the rest of your life with, and if that man is a distance, they're in a distance, or simply they are locally, but request to meet them first, or
Mm.
if you can't meet them, they live far, at least request a video chat. Before I started dating, actually, when I moved to Henley, there was a guy that I was talking to online on dating apps. But so this guy, he started now asking for money. Can you send me money?
Mm.
And I was like, oh, okay. I completely agreed with it. I don't know why I agreed with it. I was like, okay, so where are you best? So he told me this fancy mining job that he earns lots of money, and
Mm.
he cannot reach his bank account, or for some reason because he's away with work. But then I was like, okay. So then I was like, let's have a chat, a video chat on Zoom. And I don't know what happened. He hid his video. He kept saying the video is not working. So I wasn't gonna send money anyway, but I was just chatting because it sounded really funny. So then he was like, the video is not working, but he didn't put the video on.
Yeah.
And then on the phone, I think I went and checked the phone where he was based. So the phone he told me that he was in Nigeria. And then when I asked him where you based, and he was like telling me is in America. So I was like, okay. And then on the video chat, he made a mistake.
Ah,
He's a white guy. When he's talking to me, send me white pictures for a white guy, some random man he found, I think, on um, the pictures that I found
yeah.
online. He's a white guy. So when we were online talking, for some reason, something kept saying, let's have a chat on the video.
Yeah.
So he was like sending my nice pictures. And I was like, when the Holy Spirit speaks to you.
Mm,
So, and then he pressed something, and then
mm.
the video came out. He was a black guy. So I was like, so then I asked him, I said, why do you feel that you have to scam somebody? He still did not, he was like, he still defended himself. He didn't see anything wrong with it. But then I realized that he was actually scamming loads of people. So that's why I left him. But online is big actually on YouTube. I don't know if you have ever come across with it, or if you have ever come across somebody on TV talking about being scammed. I've seen loads actually.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been scammed in lots of different ways. I have been scammed. I mean, I'm not saying that it is, and I think there's a basic structure that happens with a scam, which is somehow we would check for certain things. So, for example, I had my credit card scammed. Someone had used that, and what I'd done is there was some information that was on the high street. On the high street, there was this banking thing, and it was said, come in. There was something about your card, and it was in on the high street in a registered place in whatever. And I went in, and he checked the ID and whatever. And the next minute, I went into my bank account, and oh my God, or nearly £2,000 had been taken out. Now, I know for sure that it was that person because that was the last time I had used it. But even going in and thinking it was an authentic place, there was a label, there was all sorts of things. I had done due diligence, I thought, that I still got scammed. So even though, you can have somebody, and I loved what you said, is have a look at their video, right? Make sure you get to see them, because one of the things is, particularly with love and all of emotional stuff, is so important to truly be sure you know the person properly, and that will minimize the potential. It's not going to stop it necessarily, because if someone is and I know hormones, hey, we get ruled often by our ovaries, so and men vice versa. So what will happen is, if somebody, flattery often buys us everything. So in the dating world, flattery is a big thing, isn't it? And flattery lowers our guard very often. And we don't necessarily think twice if someone has really learned how to flatter in a way that doesn't flag us, right? If they kind of get a sense of who we are, and they kind of get a sense as they start talking to us, they will target their kind of flattering that will then make us less aware. And because everyone likes to be flattered, we all do. It's a human thing, because flattery means that we're nice, and it lifts our self-esteem a little bit. Yeah, we let that guard down, and that's the thing that's really important. In the same way, like you said, oh yes, I do things. Maybe it's really good if you come from a place, which I loved what you said, is checking out, saying expect people to be scammers, depending on what happens. If there's some flags, but to follow it through, to check things. Let's look at the video. Let's check what's going on. And then if you get a really gut feeling that something's not, something off, pay attention to that gut feeling. You know, I think it's so important, because these are sometimes the only things that can tell us that something's going wrong, because everything else that we're kind of landsliding into is busy letting us just wander off, almost like sleeplessly, into that trance. And I do think that scamming is creating a trance effect. It's creating a certain kind of trance, and where our ability, our cognitive ability to really discern fine changes, so that we can click in and sort of awaken, oh, what's this man doing, or what's this woman doing? Like when, I mean, one of the things is, anyone asks me for money straight away, you know, my mother's sick, my dad, maybe it is, but you know, there's so many people that are scammers that I just, the moment I see that, I go, delete email, delete online. And Facebook is one of the worst, in the sense of I get regularly, oh, your profile is so nice. The first couple of times I did actually respond, and then I thought, this guy's getting to be a bit of a pest, and I then deleted him straight away. But it's just recognizing that the people are out there for the wrong reasons, and you have to really look to find someone that's there for the right. And that's why I think, you know, like Hope Springs Eternal, you do a rigorous assessment for people coming in. And, you know, that's one way that we can have a protective layer, right? And so it may be even that you don't try a date online unless it's through an agency that's doing this rigorous testing, right? And ask to speak to somebody that has been successful, that you actually speak to them, rather than look at a Facebook or look at something. I think sometimes testimonials are good, but I think it's often better to speak to the person if you can. Okay, you had a really good experience. Great, thank you. I'll think about it, and then ask somebody else if you can. So that you want to be sure that people are not giving you false testimony either. So yeah, I think you know, one of the most important things is to really understand that if you have been scammed, it's not your fault. These are expert manipulators that work on your heartstrings, because we all have this need, right? They're targeting a need, a desire, a want, particularly in the love game. And it's the desire to belong. And we crave it, and we will override good thinking in order to belong. We know, I mean, I'm just going to go back to adolescent neuroscience. And we actually show that most adolescents, we often think adolescents, when they go through their periods, you know, their risk taking is a lot higher. They tend to be incredibly embarrassed by their parents, and they definitely want to stay within the crowd very often. So the desire to be liked, the desire to be included, the desire for all of those things will often override their normal behavior. And I think what's really important is belonging, even when we're in the dating section, taps into this belonging so strongly. And if you're desperate for a relationship, right? If you're desperate, then you're not going to be thinking twice. You're just going to think, well, this person likes me, right? And that's how it just starts with one. You might get a couple of flags, but it's not big enough to make an impact to say, hey, wake up. And you just flow into it. You literally slide into it. So I think that this is a really powerful topic in essence of what is it that we need that will allow us to be aware in such a way that we don't get fooled, because there's so many scammers out there. and people want to make a quick buck, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's true. It's really sad, and mostly I don't know if you ever watch, it's Fox TV. People come forward, and it's big now. The FBI are involved. Apparently, online scammers are really big for dating.
Yeah.
It's because that's where they make money, and some of them, like when you see when they're being investigated, when they're making a film on YouTube, they are scamming like more than 5% at a time, and they
Mm.
want like £1,000 a month or 25,000. And there's a woman that contacted Fox, but the FBI were already investigating other cases, and then she contacted them. Apparently, the guy said, I have 700 and something thousand, but I need 25,000 agent. That was her retirement money, and she
Mm.
sent it off. And the guy had sent her the check to prove that he has the money. For some reason, she decided to go and check and have that check looked at the bank, but she had already sent that 25,000 money anyway.
Oh, ow, ow,
Yeah. And
ow.
the check was fake. She didn't look at the bottom. It had the Oprah's name, Winfrey's name. Honestly, yeah, the things that we do,
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's all about what you were saying, Shireen, the desire to belong and the desire to be liked and to be loved. We
Mm.
live in this world where sometimes some people can be lonely, or they can feel that the world is against them because
Yeah,
life has not gone the way they wanted.
yeah.
But when they find that fake person that enters their lives and pretend to be something that they are not, they think, oh, this person gets me, they like me. Even whatever, no matter what lies they tell them, they will not
Mm.
believe that that person is a scammer. They'll just believe that they like me for me. So it's very, very important for me. The advice that I would give anyone out there is, if you go on a dating app for dating, keep money out of it.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, keep money out of it. If anybody start asking for money, that means it's no longer dating anymore. This is something else. So you have to stay focused to your goals.
Mm.
Because if you are looking for somebody to date, they are distance relationship. Distance relationship, money has nothing to do with it. If somebody is going through something, I wouldn't, if I was looking for a man to date,
Mm.
no matter how much I like them, I wouldn't be able, I wouldn't tell them that I needed the money. I think I'll contact, I
Yeah.
wouldn't even contact my friends. I've never really contacted my friends for money. So I don't think I'll really contact a man and say, by the way, I'm having problems. Can you help me with this? I don't think I will do that. And also, these people that are getting scammed, they wouldn't do it themselves, but they find themselves in that
Mm.
scamming website
Yeah.
where somebody, I don't know. I think it is exactly what you were saying, desire to belong. It's very, very easy if you don't have confidence and to just let people take advantage of you. So it's important to, if you want to start dating, work on your confidence.
Yeah.
Very,
Absolutely.
very important. I don't know if you what advice you have, Shireen. For me,
Mm.
it's all about confidence and sticking into your goals as well, what
Mm.
you really want in life, and go and achieve that. Anything to do with money or anything, like you were saying, Shireen, you you've gone through scammers. I've gone through scammers as well. But the one that is I've been laughing about is Facebook, with somebody, people trying to scam me with my Facebook page. Did you know that they take Facebook page?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
they take a Facebook page. So this guy has been like, they're using advertising, like, we want to advertise your product. When we advertise your product, we're gonna need you to put us as an admin. I'm like, but that's my page. Why would I put you as an admin on my page? So that is really hot. I get it almost every month, somebody trying to scam me my page. But the problem is the page is not built, is built by somebody else. There's a company that built my business Facebook page. So they monitor everything is under them. Even if they take it, they will have to send it back. So that's that. But I think it's all about working on your confidence and knowing what you really want and your goals as well when it comes to dating. And also identity as well is very, very important to actually false identity and be aware of that, and manipulation, emotional manipulation. And you can check now online. I don't know if people are really aware that there are websites where you can actually check people online. It's very, very easy now. Some of them you have to pay. If somebody says they are who they are, you can actually check. And also for me, what I say is if somebody has problem with money, and if you are not dating them, or you are dating them distance dating, and you've not met that person, money shouldn't be part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think, this reminds me, I mean, my sister-in-law was scammed in this kind of way in the dating. My brother had just died, and she got involved a reasonable period of time, but got involved, and she ended up paying quite a lot of money, giving him a lot of money to go, and he never came back, right? That was it. And it did put them into a bit of financial difficulty. So yeah, it really just makes me think about this real need, this belonging, and also we do need to wise up a little bit, right? Part of everything else, we wouldn't just part with our money, right? If someone says, oh, please give me this, normally we wouldn't just part. So what is it that's making us part in this way? And really understanding that sense, that deep sense of belonging that we all want, that can override everything. So I think one of the real things for me is to look, as you said, what was it? Confidence. Work on yourself. When we're lonely, when we're in essence in that really tricky place, our emotional states are not great. And remember, I said our emotional states are the ones that drive us, not our mental states. Actually, our body moves often before our thought patterns come in. Our thinking is slower than our body action, strangely. So how we respond in the signaling system is very much an old system. The only way that we can work with that is we've got to build mental muscles. We've got to build resilience within our brain so that we don't get fooled so easily. We also have to have a template of checks that we're going to do before we're going to just think about ever sending money. And what you would do is you would never give out your bank details. Doesn't matter what anybody says, you never give out your bank details. 2, make sure that you go onto the website yourself. So if you are in a bank and you have a bank and the bank phone emails you and it's not normal in the way it's done, you go directly onto the bank site, not using the link, right? Don't use the link you're given. You go into your bank. Because when you set up a bank transfer, the bank will say, that account is not the account you're thinking about, right? When you start to set up a new account. So the bank has these protective things in place as well. So, really start thinking, what's my tick list before I'm going to do anything? and just have a natural curiosity. I'm not going to say a fear of, but I'm going to say a natural curiosity. This is a little different. Okay. Oh, they've asked me for money. That's interesting. Money and love, these two don't go together right now, right? Money becomes part of an issue when you're actually living with that person and you know this person really well and you are guaranteed of some payback, or you've set up an ideal loan security with a bank, then, and all those checks have been made. Those are the ways to protect yourself. But have a natural curiosity when people are red flags, anything to do with money, have a curiosity about, okay? Because I think we are, as humans, we are so loving and we want to help. And so it's so important to understand that you can always help. It's just this person is not the right person to help. That's the bottom line. You can help in another way, right? So think about that. Think about what's the alternative help that you might be able to give if you're really finding it difficult to not give because you feel sorry. Then just kind of really, kind of do what you did, Nomsa. Get them on the video call, right? Have a conversation with them. Make sure that you kind of get a sense of, maybe have a conversation with a few more of the friends and see how they interrelate. But if long distance wise, if you don't know the person personally, I would be really concerned. I wouldn't think about just giving money. And I'm even cautious. It's not that I'm don't ever buy on Facebook, but I'm quite cautious. If I see an ad on Facebook or I see something on Facebook, I go online and I type in the company name and I wait to see what comes up, right? Then I go into company's house and I check if there's a company there. It is so important, even if if you're feeling that sense of ambivalence or that sense of, something's not right, listen to it. Really listen to it. Because unfortunately, as I said, feelings rule the system. And the more we can hold the feeling, the more we can allow ourselves to let our cognitive mind come in, the better chance we have of not losing the money and your hard-earned money. Oh my goodness, and then you're still left without a lover. You're still left without a partner. You're all alone, and even worse, right? Yeah.
Without money. Yeah, it's so sad what people have to go through. There are scammers everywhere, but when it comes to dating, it looks like it's big. People, they do it full time.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they work full time online, creating fake profiles and things like that. And also, I've seen like sometimes like you go on the dating site, you will see like the pictures, and if you go to this website, the same picture will appear, and then you go to other website, the same picture will appear, and then you go to 5 or 6 websites, and that person is there. You're like, oh, okay, this person is very busy. They must be wanting to really date very quickly.
Yeah.
So you have to be aware of those things because they go and what is so painful, they get professional pictures from Shutterstock,
Yeah.
and people don't realize these are stock pictures.
Yeah.
They like, okay, they tag them, they accept them. So what you need to do, like what you were saying, Shireen, build mental muscle template to check, and then your feelings as well can override everything. When you're feeling lonely and you're feeling like you meet somebody who is nice, you may think, oh, this person is real. But verify identities. Never send money to no one. If it's all about love, let it be about love. Unless you start dating that person, you can share your problems.
Yeah.
that's fine. But you're not dating them, you've not met them. So you have to ask yourself who you're sending money to, and also
Mm,
personal information. You can check personal information. If it does not look good, report anything that looks suspicious. And so if there is any red flags, you just
mm,
report it. You don't, some people, they see it. You know, like our heart, sometimes our gut always tells us that
yeah.
something is not right, but we go ahead with it anyway, because we want to, uh, we want things to be okay. But at the end of the day, if anything that involves send me money, if you are a woman and you go online, you want to meet a man you want to spend the rest of your life with, and then it becomes you sending money to them every week
Mhm.
or every month, and this person you've
Mm,
never met them,
mm,
that does not feel right. Or even if it's a man doing the same, it does not feel right.
mm.
I'll question that myself. And if you question it, and also um, speak to friends, speak to family. If somebody
Yeah.
asks you for money, or if you're not confident, speak to family and try to find out if that person, they're genuine or they're not. I'm afraid there's lots of them. Like I said, on LinkedIn, they have fake profiles, but they are professionally, they look really professional,
Yeah.
better than better than the real profile.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly,
Too
yeah, they do.
perfect.
They're
Yeah.
so perfect. Yeah. So you just have to be really, really uh careful of
Yeah.
who you get in touch with when you go on dating. And also, when you create your profile, go back and read your profile, what you're looking for. Because what you are looking for, money is not involved. And somebody scamming you, is that thing is not involved. It's like on Facebook, like Shirini was saying, you get so many people, the scammers are everywhere. So
Mm.
you have to be aware, and you have to be vigilant.
Yeah.
And if somebody tries to say, okay, and if you're looking for love and thinking, wow, this person is being nice and I really want to date them, you can go online and do your checks. There are websites where you can just pay less than £10 just to check the
Yeah.
background of that name if it really exists. If it doesn't exist nowadays, the internet is fine. Even AI can tell you.
Yeah.
Ask AI, where is this person that I'm talking to? If they have a number, where's the number? Put it on ChatGTP. Ask ChatGTP, it will tell you. So we have laws and laws of option that we can actually get out of it if we do find ourselves in that situation. But I think everything has come down to self-love. There are some people who have gone through pain and challenges in life when they get told that they're beautiful. Because scammers, they know their language. They know
Yeah.
what they do some research, trust me. Yeah,
They are perfect.
yeah. They
They are
they
the perfect person in how they've learnt. And they have the art of manipulation. So,
yep,
it's really important to realize that you've got to be aware, right? You've got to be aware. And even those that are aware can still fall into the trap. And we always must ask ourselves, what caused it to happen? What causes, if someone persuades you, even if it's not in normal life, if people are persuading you, you need to think, what is it that makes me then do this? So it might be worth also having a look. We were talking about self-development, is really paying attention to, in our life, what are the kinds of patterns we do that might lend us to be easily scammed, right? Because it is a minefield out there. And it's also very beautiful, right? There's more beautiful people than not so beautiful people. So, there are more people that I say, put a bit more and I say have a sense of an ethos, whereas I'm talking about people that are not here. When we talk about scammers, they don't have an ethical aspect to themselves. And I think that that's when you need to spend a little time and think twice about, you know, what kind of patterns am I running that would easily make me prey to an attack? Because scammers see you as prey. Literally, you are prey. They're preying on you and they're bleeding you dry. And that's not okay. So we have to learn to pay attention to the things that can make us say yes. And the things that make us, you know, I think it's really important to pay attention about, you know, how when people flatter us, pay attention to what happens to us when people flatter us, so that we can start to build a template that will allow us to assess, is someone flattering from a point of that they really genuinely mean it? How do I know someone is being genuine in their flattery? How do I know that someone is not? What is it that's telling you? And you were saying with the video, when you look at someone talking to you, make sure the screen is full so that you can see them. Because there's ways in where people are absolutely not genuine. There's things, there are markings in their face that don't change, right? Their eyes stay cold. They're not happy eyes. And there are certain lines that actually we have smiley lines, which smile from genuine smiling, and lines that don't appear when we're lying. So when we start to pay attention in a different way, we can pick up, because our body will pick that up. We won't pick it up straight away. Our body will go, "Ooh, I feel a bit strange." And that's when your job is to go, it's telling me something. Let me pay attention. Let me take a breath. Let me step back for a moment and just feel. Let me just feel into this question. What's going on right now? And as you said, NUMSA, which was really important, know your goal. You want a goal, as you said, love and money, they're not the two. They don't sit together in this way. Love can bring money in a different way, but it's not love, I must give money first, right? And invariably, it'll normally be after a fourth or fifth time they'll ask for the money. So be aware there may be a number of calls, and if they step it up really fast, and they start to be a little more insistent, get the hell out of there. Don't give them money. And I would say straight up, don't give them money. I think just be aware, the moment the word money comes in, stop.
That's true, actually. For me, what I look at is if I'm having a meeting with somebody, or if I approach the situation first, I have to go back to the beginning. What was the deal from the beginning?
Yeah.
And once I go to the beginning, and if things have changed, I have to just take a breath and ask myself, am I going the right path? And then I just stop. Because it happens everywhere, even in business, it happens. So authenticity in self-presentation is very, very important. And when we're being authentic, it means take me as I am. It's like unapologetic. You go online, you create your profile. If people are rejecting you, it doesn't matter. And also when you have that attitude, you avoid the scammers. Because when you avoid a scammer, when that scammer comes and tell you what they think you want to hear, you'll be like, no, this is not the person that I'm looking for. I'm looking for this person. I always like with the agency, Hope Spring Eternal Introduction Agency, when I send a introduction to somebody, or a man or a woman, they're not really allowed to talk over they're not allowed to talk over a week. So unless if the other person is on a business trip,
Mm.
yes, they can wait until that person comes back because the introduction could be available anytime. So then you give somebody and they tell you, I'm away at the moment. So I have to put that through email when I'm sending the introduction to the other person that this person is away
Yeah.
with work or business or maybe on holiday. They will be back on this day, or if they have requested that they are happy to contact them over the phone to arrange when they come back, yes, that's fine. But my clients are not really allowed to chat.
Yeah.
Not allowed to text. It's all phone calls. They email each other for the first time, and then the rest, the phone call is to arrange a date and a meet up in person. Arrange a date and then you agree on a date when everyone is free. Because it's to avoid people going, they're not even allowed to video chat. They
Right.
allow the video chat once they have met each other because on that video chat anything can happen.
Mm.
Somebody can say, oh wow, can I see your boobies or can I see that? So it's all on the contract that they're not allowed a video chat. We prefer them to go in person and
Mm.
meet each other in person so that the other person knows that if this person is for me or I just need to move on. If there's no connection, there is no connection. So you should do that on the dating apps instead of chatting to somebody for weeks
Mm.
and not knowing who you're chatting to because they could be leading you. I had a client as well that came in there for 6 months. He was talking to a man who was lonely, but he thought he was talking to a woman. They were both based in the UK. And when he actually realized that this man is married, he just wanted somebody to talk to on a
Right.
dating app. It destroyed him because he could not understand. He was broken. And it does happen that people, not everyone that goes on the dating app, they're looking for love, by the way. They're
Yeah.
not. They can either looking to get rich
Mm.
or they are looking to find somebody. They're married, they just want somebody to talk to,
Mm.
keep on the side. So you have to know what you're looking for when you go online. Stick to your goals. Any
Yeah.
words of encouragement, Shireen, before we go?
Yes, I think there's two things. One is recognize that, it's not your fault when it does happen, right? What it is about what part of that accountability can we look to learn from, right? That's all. Because these people that do this are experts. They're
Yeah,
experts. And even well-versed people get fooled.
yeah,
I think that's what's really important. And so it's just really understanding if it does happen, then to forgive yourself for that. And just the most important thing is, okay, just analyze what happened. What was that first meeting? What was the second meeting? What didn't I do? Right? What didn't I do will prepare you for the next time. So I think that that's really important. Understand that they are experts at this, and actually you were just a victim. You were a targeted victim. And that's important for your health, for your feeling of self-worth. It's really important to do that. And second is about creating a template. So from what you're learning that you got, where you're accountable, okay, here I didn't check the website properly. Here I didn't do this properly. Okay, next time. And write down these learnings so that they are there, because they will always be in the background the moment you write them down. They are there. Now, it doesn't always protect you, but it's going to at least stop you running into that place where you might just give and not have done due diligence. So it's really important to do that. And to really think about taking care of yourself. if anyone who goes on dates, please, you need to do the inner work. You need to do the inner work because you have had a lifetime of sleepwalking with your own patterns. So you don't see them. And do you know that within 15 minutes of meeting someone, if you are not aware of your patterns, you will have formed the pattern for that relationship. Gottman talks about this all the time. And he has gone through thousands and thousands of people, research-wise, and looked at what it is. And they notice within 15 minutes, the pattern is set because we are sleepwalking from our own patterns. So pay attention. Pay attention. If you're a people pleaser, hey, then you're going to be easily persuaded, right? Because your need to be needed is so great. Your need to belong is so great. So be aware. Be very aware. Be aware if you are a person that's very frightened or is sitting and thinking that you haven't got a future or believes that you are the person on the shelf and people are pressuring you, right? Because all of that sits in our psyche. And if we're unable to do anything about that, then we're going to land in these tricky positions. And then really make some good friends. Find some good friends that are going to be there to support you, that when someone does do something like this, you will speak to them first. You don't make a big decision without talking to these friends because you know, right? It's really important. And that's why I think, with Hope Springs, it's so important because you are checking these things up. And I love, you got to have, you don't do any videoing until you've met in person. But each of those people that are in Hope Springs, they are being interviewed by you or someone in your team. Isn't that true, Namsa? So
Oh yeah, we meet
they're
all our
well vetted.
clients.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're putting down all these controls. And these are the things that people need to, even if you don't really pay attention to it, pay attention to the controls that NOMSA is putting up in Eight Springs. Pay attention because these things are what is key. They're going to be protective effects for you. So one, it's not your fault. Two, do the damn work. You need to do the personal work. You cannot sleepwalk into a relationship. You need to be awake. And three, go and find good friends that you can really talk to, because a lot of the time the loneliness can be alleviated with people supporting us rather than having to go into a relationship and thinking we're going to fix that, because no relationship is going to fix the hole that isn't filled by you.
That is so true, actually. Yeah,
We must come from fullness, not
yeah.
emptiness. Yeah, otherwise we land in real deep trouble.
Yeah, that is so true. Even us at Hope Spring Eternal Introduction Agency, we don't take all the clients. There are some clients that are full of themselves, that like, I have the money, you do as I say. So we don't work like that. If a client say, I have the money, you do as I say, it means if I introduce them to a woman out there, that's how they're going to treat that woman, or that's how they're going to treat the man.
It's going to be controlling.
Yeah.
That's not going to be safe. Yeah.
All I have to say is, I'm sorry, I cannot help you. And I have to explain that if I have to help them, they need to go for coaching first. That means there's no extra cost. Whatever they pay enough money to get free coaching. But some people, they will still refuse. And when somebody refuses, that's when you realize that they're not really looking for love. They're just looking for somebody to control. So the other matchmakers, they do the same as well. So if you are somebody out there and you are don't have confidence, work on your confidence first, and fill that hole, that missing puzzle in your heart. Fill it first before you can go dating and expecting somebody else to do it. And also the other thing is, stick to dating. If you go on a dating site, you are there to reach that goal. If
Yeah.
that goal requires you to send money to somebody, go back to your profile. What are you looking for?
Yeah.
And or maybe contact the police as well and say this is what, and the police will be interested as well. They'll be like, okay,
Mm.
give us the profile. They'll tell you what to say as well. They'll monitor that, because that means you are not the only person this person is coming. So they will be interested as well,
Yeah.
because there's a fraud team. So they'll send you to the fraud team, or you can contact, what's this company that deals with the scammers on YouTube? I've forgotten what they called.
I
They,
can't remember.
yeah,
I must admit, but maybe you can put it in the
I'll
link.
put the link on the video. You
Yeah,
can
that would be
contact
good.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they specific deal with the scammers. They are everywhere. So if you
Mm.
contact them, they'll be interested with your story. And what they do as well is that they'll come in with the videos, and they will let you talk to this person. If it's money, they send their own money, and they'll trace that person where they are. Like what I said, that nowadays you can use online and check where this person is, where
Yeah.
they are communicating from. So you can, because they can actually, if they say they're in United Kingdom, they can actually use a UK number.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and they can also with the bank. I've had a problem last year. Somebody just rang me with Lloyd's Bank, and yeah, and the reason why I just cut the number is because when somebody rings you, if it's a bank number, normally there is music at the background, or you can hear the music playing when you answer the phone. There's always something. So I was like,
Mm.
this is an ordinary number. Why
Yeah.
is this person using my bank number? And contacting me was Lloyd's bank number. But then when I cut the phone down, then I rang Lloyd's Bank, and they said, yeah, now there is a software that the scammers can actually put the Lloyd's Bank, or if you're banking with First Direct, HSBC,
Mm.
Santander, they do it. And then
Yeah.
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 So,
So that's why, but also to know that your bank is never going to phone you.
yeah.
Your bank writes to you, and the bank asks you to go online and then go directly online to the bank, right?
And even if they do phone you, there will be, they'll first is a voicemail that talks about your
Yeah.
transaction, and after the transaction, it says press one. If it wasn't you, press one. You don't just get a phone call. If
No,
it wasn't you doing
no.
this transaction,
Yeah.
press one. And then you press that number. But anything that says it directly, I am from Santander,
Yeah.
oh, that is a lie. And this guy wanted purchase of £600. It was like, you just
No.
passage. I was like, no, I did it. So I just cut the phone straight away.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really difficult, but I think, it's so important. And these are the flags that we talk about, isn't it? And we talked about some flags, but also spoke about, how that awareness of what do we do. So if we got that little template, those little things, okay, it's kind of like knowing the tricks that they will pull, and make sure that you've checked for all the tricks first before you even do anything. And then there's some golden rules. You will always, as I said, I have a link, my own link to my to the website, for the bank and for all of those. I have my own. I do not use a link that they give me. I will go directly on and I'll say, okay, because I've already confirmed that number, that link is direct to them. And so therefore, you find a way to be a little more trustworthy, and know that you're taking care of yourself. And this is really how we learn to be accountable for our heart and accountable for our money, because it's really important, because once it's gone, it's very hard to get it back.
Yeah.
If
And
there's no real money trace and you have made the payment, no. If someone's taken your account and they fraudulently come through another route, you will get refunded. But you will never be refunded if someone has scammed you and you've given them the money.
no,
They
you
won't
won't.
refund you, no matter how much, because it's your word against the scammer and the bank. and the bank can't take that accountability for that. And it's not fair. But so that's why it's about how do you be sure that you've checked your goal, be sure that you've done through all the checks, and done everything that you can before you think about money. And remember your goal, as you said. Remember the goal. Your goal is to have a relationship. It's not about you giving to them something that's not part of the negotiated deal.
Yeah, and just disconnect that person straight away as well,
Yeah.
and then find seek help as well. Because when you're being scammed on the dating or somebody trying to scam you, you still need to talk to other people, and you don't feel all alone or feel that is there something wrong with me. We tended to label ourselves with so many things. But you have to understand that even a billionaire has been scammed before, millionaires have been scammed before, or anybody that is so confident. Even Tony Robbins, if you were to sit him down, he would tell you that he has been scammed before. So those things are happening. It's not just it's your fault. It's just people are professional. They are not just normal people. These people, they train. Some of them, they go to these training, like security training. They get to understand what they need to learn in order to change numbers, addresses. So they do the training. So if you were to come across somebody trying to scam you, when it comes to dating, like Shireen said, like I said, go back to the goals from the beginning. What are you trying to reach your goals? And then once you read your profile, your goal is to find that special person, not to send money. Find a special person and that accept you for you or your authenticity. Just stay unique. Know that you are unique as you are. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise, or don't tell your weight. Some people, they like, no, I've put on weight, maybe that's why I don't find. I'm like, you don't find the right people because simply maybe the profile is not right. There's a girl that she came to me and she was like, I'm struggling to find love. And I was like, I've heard that before. Show me your profile. I was like, I was shocked. I was like, there's no way you'll find love. You'll find scammers. But if you create your profile properly, the scammers will be scared of you. They're scared of professional profiles.
Yeah.
Because they know that this person took time to create the profile. They won't want to rob you. So I said to her, you just need to create a proper profile. There's nothing. She's so beautiful. And I was like, why would you let all this beauty go to waste? It's not easy to find somebody online, but some people, they find it very easy.
Yeah.
But some, they don't. They struggle. So no, that is all not your fault. And if you want to connect, you want to find love, go to our website, Hope Spring Eternal Introduction Agency, www.hseia. Sign up. And everything is all face to face. We meet you in person. You can, when you join, you can join for free. Women join, some of them join for free, depend with what you're looking for, but some of them you have to pay money. And it's not cheap, but it's worth it. So we meet you. It doesn't matter whether what country we cover around the world globally. So if you have the money, you can afford us, we get on the plane, come and see you, and we'll match you with whoever you want. And also, if you want coaching as well, please do get in touch with coaching. Or if you want to get in touch with Shireen for coaching, you can follow her on her
I'm on
social
all of them.
media
LinkedIn, Facebook,
handles.
yes.
Yeah, social media handles, and or you can get in touch with me, or you can simply go on website and book a call with her. As simple as that. So I think Andrea is trying to connect a new website, guys. This is the third website.
Anyway, thank
Yeah.
you.
So yeah.
It's such a
So
good topic, and it's so important that we address it. And I think the message is, isn't it? Check your outcome, check what
yeah.
your goal is. 2, make sure that you've done the inner work, right? And 3, forgive yourself if it happens. Learn from it. Learn. Look back. Go, what wasn't I accountable? Where was I sleepwalking? Right? How did I just get pulled into it? Because these scammers are professionals.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
professionals,
professionals.
right?
Yeah.
And so we need to be aware.
I've had so many people trying to take my social media, like, yeah, communicate with them, and then I laugh after, and I'm like, I ain't giving you my login. Who are you? Even
Yeah.
my coach, I give him my login because I work with him. So why would I give you my login to go to my social media? They will be like advertising. They'll give you an offer you cannot refuse.
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
will pay
Always.
you, yeah, they'll pay you maybe 10,000 or 5,000 per ad. And they'll be
Nah,
like, yeah.
don't believe them. Anyway, you need
So
to
live
build
with grace,
trust.
everyone. Yeah. And God bless.
Okay. Take care. Bye bye.